Guys, welcome to the Local Pundit. I didn't hit the live button. We are live for Game Day Build-Up. Straight into it. What we've got in the background here is the team just talking about the game today. Well, guys, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to bring in Paddy. We're into Game Day Build-Up. That's just a bit of the build-up there from the team at the STōK Cae Ras. And I will welcome to this Game Day Build-Up. Hey, Paddy, how you doing?
Mic on. Hello, everybody. I am just working on one little graphic here because I have some stats today for everybody who likes stats. But how are you doing, Ken? Hello, hello.
Oh, really good, mate. Really good. Well, let's quickly get into this. What do we think? Same starting lineup. That's what I'll start with. Start with the starting lineup.
Well, it worked against Birmingham, so
that's my theory. That's my thoughts too.
And Parky likes to stick with it if it looks like it's doing well. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Not me either. Look, we played great against Birmingham, and he's obviously worried about his own backyard. He's not thinking about what Stevenage are going to present to us as opposed to Birmingham. And the team, to be fair, played great against Birmingham. So good luck to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's more interesting to me is the bench right now. Now, Howard obviously is our backup keeper, but then we've got O'Connell, Rev, Longman, Mullen, Fletcher, and Marriott. What are your thoughts about that, Paddy? I've got some interesting thoughts about this. What do you think?
I think that's an okay bench. O'Connell, Rev, and Longman, Mullen, Fletcher. Not surprised. So who did Longman replace? Cannon.
Yes, and what does that tell us? Is he going to use Longman as a replacement for, Rathbone Dobson or Matty James at some stage, which would probably be Ollie, to be fair. Ollie tends to do a lot of the grunt work in terms of covering the meters and ends up getting replaced because he works very hard.
Yeah, it could be. I really want to see him come on and see what position he puts him in. Not just that he has him on the bench. I want to see where he puts him.
That's what's interesting to me too.
Yes, yeah. Because until he does that, you can never kind of count Parky out doing something crazy.
No. I mean, I guess if Elliot Lee hasn't moved around that much through the game, he could bring Rathbone off, push Lee back, move someone else up forward. He's got Mullen and Fletcher and Marriott all to bring on as striking options. So Longman's not going to be a striking option.
Probably not, but a more attacking midfield. Yeah, he's not going to be a direct striker, but I hope he has, more attack in him. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Yep. And I was watching a little bit of the interesting. I was watching a bit of the game day build up on iFollow, and we have. I was watching Mendy do a fair bit of work on the pitch there, and running through, and he looked really good. He was doing some hard sprints. Like he definitely wasn't holding back.
Well, he needs to fight his way into the team. So, he really needs to be at that stage, because when he came on the last time, there was some criticisms that maybe he was holding back a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe he was a little bit unsure of himself. Is he ready? Is he not ready? Always maybe in the back of the mind, I got injured the last time I came back on. So potentially, if that's gone, that's good, because he's going to have to. He's not going to break into the team if he's doing 80%, 90%. Parky especially favors people who will work their ass off and give the full 100%, whatever that is. As long as he believes you're putting in full effort, he tends to reward that.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And Richard Williams actually did a post in the Leader, literally, it was about 13 hours ago now, just last night before I was going to bed. And I noticed that there's been a comment from the club that Brunt is fully fit again and out playing. And they said they're looking forward to having him back, but not even on the bench today.
I would have liked to have seen him on the bench, absolutely, because I want him back in as soon as possible. But again, it's not unheard of with Parky to give people additional time from when they're technically ready to be back. Very often he says, well, look, you need more time.
Yep. Yeah. And interesting at the moment, on the ground at the moment, like they had Okonkwo warming up and Howard was there kicking the balls at him. And now Howard's warming up as well. So the team's out on the pitch as we speak. They were obviously mentioning just before not going to be a full lineup. A full packed stadium tonight with the way it's going.
Yes, I won't say too much about that, because to be honest, I don't like it. Now, I suppose I have to say something about it. If it's just a Tuesday night after Birmingham where everybody wanted to go and it's hard to get off work and it's wet and it's not a great team, that's fine. I expected this to be on the quieter side. But it's funny how people recently are mentioning, oh, well, of course, people are going to not bother coming after what the club did, releasing 3 tickets together. And I think that attitude is horrible by people for everything that the club has done. Yes, they have made some mistakes here and there. They didn't release the tickets the way you would like. They didn't give enough information. That's all true and it's all correct. But at the end of the day, is it such a huge deal? This is the 3rd match in a set of 3. If it was hard for people to find the money after Christmas, it would have been hard for the 1st and 2nd match, the Birmingham and the 1st match that maybe people were thinking about. This is now the 3rd match in the group where people have had multiple weeks to sort out their finances if they wanted to go. So that's...
Yeah, and, look, I'm not critical of the fans and that people can afford what they can afford to do, but I would have thought that we probably would have been able to pretty much sell out every game this year, considering, and just remember, we're looking at adding another, well, it's going to be roughly 4,000 seats to 3,000 seats to the existing capacity when we go and build the new COP.
Yeah, so, 2.5 on top of what we have.
It's 2.5, is it? Exactly.
Yeah, okay, 2.5 on top of what we have right now.
Yep.
But look, I would expect a downturn, even if you're talking about half. Instead of 3,000 seats, you're talking about 1.5. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe there'll be a lot of sales. Maybe there has been a lot of sales in the last today. Once people know tickets are guaranteed, Like, they will not sell out. Maybe they just didn't bother and they're going to walk up and buy on the day, or, buy a ticket a couple of hours beforehand and then just rock up or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see how quiet it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, look, I don't know too much about the Stevenage team. How about you, Paddy? Do you know much about this side?
Oh, the stats on this one are interesting.
Okay. What do you got for us?
So let me bring up the stat sheet. I'll throw it up here. And then we can go on to discuss that. So I mentioned last week and before the Birmingham match that since Parky has been in charge for a full season, so this is now the 3 seasons, we have not lost to the same team twice in league matches. And I just confirmed it by going back through all of the results. So it's interesting with that. Now, we have lost to these guys, Stevenage, this season. So they have a chance at taking out that record and stopping us continuing it. Birmingham had a chance in the last match and we pulled out a nice draw, so that's fine. There's only one more team this season that has the opportunity to do it, and that is Stockport. They took us out in the first match on the away leg. We have the home leg still to come, and if they take out another win, then they will break that streak. But we have a potential of going 3 seasons in a row without losing twice to the same team. So
yeah, which is a great stat.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting things. Stats are fun and whatever. It's not the biggest stat in the world. But Stevenage now are very close to, I think they might be number 1 for goals conceded away. So they have conceded very few goals. They have had like 5 clean sheets with 0-0. But they're also very high on the list for not scoring goals as well.
Yeah.
So they don't win very often. So this will be a very interesting and telling match. I could absolutely see us giving them an absolute kicking if we get an early goal, because they won't be able to sit back and defend. They'll have no choice. In which case we could continue to score goals, or this could potentially become a nervy one towards the last 30 minutes, 20 minutes, if we haven't broken them down by that stage.
Yeah.
Because a draw is not good enough for this.
No.
This is a must win.
Yep. Just watching the iFollow feed there, and they were zoomed in on Owen O'Connell, and he's very jovial and he's in good spirits. So that's what I love to see, because very important for the squad to be harmonious, even when you're not getting a start, because with the nature of football, you're not going to play every game. And I'm just going to address the thank you, Aaron, so much for the $1.99. Exceptionally late as usual. Yes. Well, to be in my defense,
he was talking to himself in the background because he didn't hit live.
That's right. I was on time and I was talking to everybody, but I hadn't hit the go live button properly. You got to hit it twice. And, touching all the buttons, didn't quite get it right. So hello to everybody that's in here. We got 62 people in here. Do not forget to like and subscribe while you're at it, guys. If everybody just jumps in and just hits the like, that's fantastic. And then if you're so inclined, subscribe to us as well.
Okay. So some other stats here. Something I didn't remember off the top of my head. Our National League winning season, where we were trouncing everybody, we went the entire season at home with no loss. We ended up with only 1 draw. So STōK Cae Ras it is, and it's not the only season. Last season then we had a total of 3 losses and 3 draws out of the 23 matches at home. So again, huge results. 2.35 points per game at home last season. Now, as it stands right now, our home matches, we have a points per game of 2.6, which is a massive.
Fortress town.
Yes. So look, we need to take all these teams out at home. We really do.
So, Paddy, you're saying it's 2.6 at the moment?
Yep.
We roughly would have, 9 home games left? I mean, we've got 19 games left. So, and it might be 8 or 9 home games left.
8 left. Yeah.
Bold prediction from me right here. That number will be higher at the end of the season than it is now.
Okay. Possible. It's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm predicting a win tonight.
Yes, tonight,
and I'm not
absolutely.
as pessimistic as Paddy or Aaron for that matter. Just so everybody knows, they tipped a 2-0 win. I've tipped a 3-0 win.
Okay. However, I suppose we better talk about the rest of the stats. Obviously, our National League records were amazing for that season. I can't see the result; it's behind the thing. But let's leave that one out for the moment. So last season, we came up with 1.57 points in our away form, and currently we are on 1.08, which is not good at all. That's 5 draws and 5 losses and 4 draws in our away matches. So we only have 3 wins away. That is not good form. We need to change that.
Yeah, Paddy, couldn't agree with you more. That is exactly what needs to change for the rest of this season in order for us to get auto promotion.
Yes.
100%. So, yeah, it's really important. And, I mean, look, just so everybody knows what else is going on today. I mean, Posh are playing at home to Wigan. Charlton are playing at home to Bristol. Wickham are at home to Barnsley. That's an interesting match for us, obviously.
Yes.
Where Wickham are in second place. Lincoln are at home to Blackpool. Rotherham are at home to Cambridge. Mansfield at home to Crawley. So 2 of the teams that got promoted with us last season having a match today. Bolton, who's been in some pretty good form, are at home to Northampton. That should be a win to them. Exeter at home to Leighton. Stockport at home to Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury will be hoping to cause another big upset, beating all the big guns. Burton, I've got one eye on that game, at home to Reading. So we've got Dad Bod obviously playing at home, and Sam Smith, who everybody's talking about in our world anyway, playing that game. So that'll be very interesting. And then
will also be very interesting if Sam Smith is playing.
Yes. Well, we could actually look that up. I guess we could look that up.
It should be out by now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look for that in a second. And the last game, which is starting,
someone on Discord will throw that up for us, nice and quick.
Yeah, they will. The last game, which is starting 15 minutes later, is Huddersfield at home to Birmingham. Massive game for Huddersfield, and Birmingham will not want to have 2 draws in a row. They will really want to win. So, and just for you, John, go Birmingham.
Okay, Aaron just put up Kone is starting for Wickham.
Wow.
That's
big news.
That's big news, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That is very interesting, Paddy. That is very interesting because the manager for Luton Town now is the old Wickham manager. So you would have thought if he was going to be going to Wickham, he wouldn't be starting. But, yeah, very interesting.
He's gone to Luton, yeah.
Yeah, yep. Okay, so, and then the other thing we do want to see is if Sam Smith is starting. I'm just going hunting for that now and looking for those lineups. Here we are. No, he is starting. He is starting for Reading today.
Okay. So that doesn't mean they're not going, but obviously it's a telltale sign if they're not playing that it's very, very close. It is still technically a week away, so it's not. If it's going to go down to the wire to the last couple of days, then they could have played him. It really depends on how much they need the money. It's very dangerous to play your player and get him injured immediately before transfer. It could destroy the whole thing. However, also you have to consider the other side of it is if you need the points, why are you not going to play your best player if the move isn't imminent, if it's not basically signed off? So,
Steve, thanks very much for the super chat. A preemptive, what's LOTM of the month of the match? What is it?
Oh, lettuce of the match, I think.
Lettuce of the match preemptive.
Yeah.
Can't be me. Can't be me. Paddy's looks way sharper, especially when he does his bun. And quickly, John is here. He says they'll be happy with the draw. Joe Taylor apparently pulled a hamstring in training and is out for Huddersfield. Well, come on, John, get your team going. Let's just get into it, So let's see what happens.
Question here before John Merrill about have we got any away matches coming up? I can't. There it is. A2Z EV. Paddy, are we having any easy away games? Yes. Next, in theory, let's do scare quotes. Easy.
Yeah.
So after Stevenage today at home, we have next Crawley Town away. Then we have the EFL Trophy match, which we won't count, and then we have Northampton away. So 2 matches away, and then we have Mansfield away. So that's 3 in a row before we get back. And then we have Bolton.
We got 3 matches there that we can definitely win. The one team that's going to be, it's going to almost feel like a derby. A grudge match as such will be the Mansfield match because we've spent so much time playing against them in all the leagues.
Yeah, we will be up for the Mansfield match. It'll be a tough match, but once again, I'm less worried about that than the other 2 because you never know what you're going to get with the weaker teams. You really don't. I don't understand it. We need a completely different style almost when we're dominating the ball. We need to figure out how to play in a comfortable manner to break people down if they're giving us possession.
Agreed. We need to figure out how to really put teams to bed when we just can't. We can't seem to do it easily, which is quite annoying. And for whatever reason here, I was just trying to bring the lineup back up for Esteban, but we have an unchanged lineup, Esteban, from the last game. And we are definitely looking at getting a big win today. I honestly think we're going to be like a 3-0 today.
Yeah, very much. If we get that early goal, we just need that early goal to scare them, and then they're in trouble because they can try and sit back then. But once we're calm and we have that first goal, then we can play about with the ball all we want. Then there's no rush to get that goal, the second one, and we will then get the second one because we'll take a little bit more time. There'll be less pressure on it. So I want to come out. I want to come out of this first half leading.
Yeah, Paddy, because I do remember in the last game, Stevenage scored early, and then they just
parked the bus.
Yeah, they just parked the bus, and we had so many attempts on goal and could not score, and it was just so frustrating because we could have, we just couldn't break them down and score the goal, and that is the absolute last thing we want tonight. Is for them to score early.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to be in big trouble if they score that first goal. If they get ahead at all, anywhere. Because they will potentially be happy with a draw. That's their standard. Is we're going to just sit there and defend, and they're going to look for the break, and occasionally on breaks they'll score a goal, and then they hope to get a win here and there. So this is at home for us. There's no way they're coming out to attack us. Not a hope, which means it's only counter-attack. And that's why the first goal is so important. Once we have that first goal, we won't risk a dangerous attack as much then in order to allow them to break on us. They'll be more careful about their attacks. They'll take more time with them.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And I mean, well, here we go. What's the overs and unders on James McLean getting a yellow card?
I think he'll get it today. I do, because with the heavy defending, the way they play, I think he'll be going in for some tackles. I think he'll get it today.
Yep.
And I would not be surprised if it was in the back of his mind that the next 2 matches are potentially 2 matches he would be okay not playing.
I don't think McLean ever thinks like that. I think McLean always thinks like, I'm playing every game, I'm playing hard, and I'm good enough that I won't cause the foul, but he just does. But I think he's fine with doing it because that's his attitude. But I just think that he would never be thinking, I'm happy to miss the next 2 matches. He doesn't want to miss a minute. He got straight out of his car crash.
Yeah,
And went
but
straight
okay, but he's not stupid enough to know it's not going to happen at some point.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm
So,
just saying he would never think like that, in my opinion.
but we mentioned it last time. I am interested to see how well disciplined he will be tonight, and how nice he will be to them, because he was very nice to Birmingham. You know,
Yeah.
he wasn't doing the shit housing versus Birmingham. He was playing very friendly with the other players. He was very nice to them, even after taking someone down or whatever. So it'll be really interesting to see, does he come out like his old self pre-car crash, or is there a new James McLean
Yeah.
on the horizon? Because shit like that can change you. It can change your mental side. It can change your attitude. Obviously, by the fact he said, I'm going to work. I'm playing. I'm getting on the pitch. You're not taking me off. Basically, you can't prove I'm hurt, so I'm playing type thing. So that part of his mental attitude is the same. But just the idea of, shit, I got lucky there. That was a moment where you appreciate the things you have. So we'll see.
Yeah. Look, interesting time ahead. The boys are still warming up at the moment. Still 15 minutes to kick off. They're doing some goal striking practice at the moment. I just watched Fletch hit a beautiful ball into a top corner. So yeah, it just and I'm watching the other guys, and they're definitely a little bit further off than Fletch, and I'm just goes to show his quality of level of professionalism that he has as a player. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Wayne said here, Brum game was played in great spirit. Nothing for Macca to get angry about. That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
I didn't see any crazy tackles coming in on the Birmingham side either. They didn't seem to be antagonizing him at all. And John, I think, did mention it in one of the recent videos he was on, saying he's a little surprised that one of their players didn't throw a heavy tackle in on top of McLean just to see how he'd react to it, because trying to push him for a card or whatever. Now, obviously, that's something you can always do just to rattle someone, especially McLean. But as for getting him a yellow card, that doesn't matter to Birmingham, because obviously it'll be the next matches he goes out for. But you put anybody on a yellow card, they're always at risk of a red then. You can make a mistake then for a red. So it's always to your advantage to have someone on yellow. But they didn't try it. They weren't pushing him that way.
Look, and if you were going to bait anybody, that's your guy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah, really, like, I don't know why I'm... Look, I mean, obviously, I was so up for the Birmingham game because it was just such a big occasion. But I guess the reason I'm excited for tonight's match is the fact that, Josh had mentioned it with John in one of the previous shows that, a draw would be maybe a good launching pad for us going forward. And, that is what happened. We got out of that, and I thought it was a great result for us in the end, to be honest. And if we can come out of that and come out here tonight and make a statement, then, it could bode well for us for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And Steve, thank you. Macca better play hard tonight, since he'll most likely have a couple of games off. $5 super chat. Good on you, Steve. And I love the thought behind that. If we want to make fun of it, Paddy, if you want to miss 2 games, missing 2 away games is probably a really good idea.
Yeah. And you know what though? I absolutely would not be surprised if Macca does get the next 2 matches off, that he's still there. Warming up with the guys.
He's a team player.
Yeah. He'll sit there. I absolutely would not be surprised if he's there sitting with the guys, doing the warm-ups with the players that are on the bench or whatever beforehand. Yeah. Absolutely.
And John has made a very good point just there. Okay, we're winning tonight. We win tonight, great. The other side is that Huddersfield-Birmingham game. A draw is just as good for us as, almost as good as for us as Birmingham having a win. Because, obviously we stretch another 2 points on Huddersfield. We're currently 4 points clear of them, but they have a game in hand. A win for Birmingham tonight and a win for us tonight. 7 points clear with only one game in hand for Huddersfield. Not an ideal place to be in because in their minds, they're not just chasing us, obviously. They're chasing Wickham as well, like we are.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a very fair point from John. Like, we lost to Shrewsbury, so let's even expand it. Let's expand it out to the 3 matches. You have the Shrewsbury loss, then you have a draw, and then if we didn't win tonight, that would be a very poor return for 3 matches.
Absolutely.
I know one was away, okay, home and away form and whatever, but yeah, absolutely. If we don't take a win tonight and take 4 points out of 2 at home to be challenging for second, yeah, that's why it's so important now is to get back on track because we know we're going away for 3 matches in a row.
Yeah, Paddy. I mean, look, and talking about our away form, Shrewsbury, that local derby, obviously, but those are the away games that you should be winning.
Yeah. And going on form so far for the entire season away, those 3 matches in a row, we'll only be taking 4 points.
Yeah.
If we don't change things, if we go on the same form we've already had, we're only taking 4 points in those next 3 matches.
Yep.
After tonight. So that is going to give everybody else around us chance to push up if we don't pull those out, and we really should.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just going to quickly say, John, it's comments like that will get you banned from this show.
No, it won't.
I would much prefer, John, that you lie through your teeth.
Sorry, that one. I thought you were talking about the old one. I was like,
no, I'm talking about this one. I'll take us winning, Wrexham and Wickham losing. Not going to lie. Well, I don't care what you want to take, John. It's just not on, But anyway, so we're going to, and I'll go to Chris, local member. I prefer that. Getting that damn W today. Absolutely. That's what's going to happen.
Come on, John. Don't say you don't want us to get second and have these American versus American matches next season up in the championship.
Actually, that's exactly right, Paddy. Why wouldn't he want us to go up? Come on, go on the journey together.
Maybe we'll get to play it in America next year.
Woo. Actually, there's the question. If they went to America, there's a good question. Well, we've still got sort of 10 minutes before kickoff. If we were playing a game in America, which stadium would it be played at?
It'll be East Coast.
East Coast.
Yeah, it has to be. They're not going to go West Coast. It's way too far.
Yeah, well, it's closer. Yeah. Okay. So, taking away geography in terms of travel, which stadium?
I don't know.
Okay.
I assume it would be one of the bigger MLS ones.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I reckon it'd be one of the NFL team stadiums. Like if it was West Coast, I reckon it'd be Candlestick Park, so the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Great stadium, massive stadium, outdoor stadium though.
Okay, but I don't see point in doing a ridiculously huge stadium though that we can't fill.
Oh, they'll sell out. They'll sell out, Paddy. Everybody will go. Josh will take all his mates. He'll fly us all over. But if it was on the West Coast, well, you start traveling up the West Coast. I mean, you got to remember it's going to be winter, so it'd be pretty cold. It'd probably have to be an indoor stadium. But if it was sort of right at the beginning of the season, something like that in summer, you could play at New York. which would be amazing. Home of the Giants, you could play there and you get a guaranteed massive crowd then because you're so close to such a huge population base.
Okay. So now we've gone completely off the wall talking about going to America again.
Well, why not? We've got a few minutes. We're getting close. We'll get back onto the game pretty soon. It's okay. Yeah, and the other one is obviously, I guess Rob would love to take him to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But we are getting very, very close. We're only, 7 minutes from kickoff now. Now, we've got big shows today. Obviously, you've been in the build-up here now. We've got Josh is about to do the watch-along. Then Paddy's going to host Extra Time straight after the game, sorry. Big game. You got any exciting news for us in that, think, Paddy? Or is it just going to be basically game breakdown?
Yeah, pretty much game breakdown as standard. So get yourselves in afterwards, guys. Have your say. We can talk about anything. So let's see how the game goes. How much we have to talk about. So let's hope it's nice and positive there, and then we can open it up to almost anything that you guys want to chat about. If the game is nice and straightforward.
Just watching the iFollow, they had photos. Longman taking photos with some fans. Rev taking some photos with some fans. People there watching the players come in. So that's great. Yeah. So I think I'm just super. I just want to see a really good win tonight, Paddy.
Yeah. Look, it's all about the points now, and we need to start being more comfortable against the weaker teams. It is a home match, look, so that's a big one. There's absolutely no excuses not to win this tonight. So it's going to be an absolutely interesting Extra Time if we don't win it.
Yeah. Oh God, don't say things like that, Paddy. We so need this win tonight. And we need to have a good win, not just a scrape
comfortable, just a comfortable win. Yeah.
Really, really big and important that I think that we get that good result tonight. I'm just so excited. Aaron will jump in after the game with you, so that'll be good. We need Aaron back on. He's off the tools.
Been a while. Put your tools down.
I rang him yesterday, Paddy. I rang Aaron.
All right.
First thing I said to him, I said, "Mate, I need an oil change." He was not happy. He's not happy. It turned into a bigger job than what he had absolutely hoped. And so I think he'll be quite happy to get on and talk football. But the stand's starting to fill up. We're 5 minutes from kickoff. I'm sure Josh is getting ready to get up and go. So he will not be far away. He'll be in the background, getting ready to go. Gold is tipping a 5-0 win. Craig Lewis, why Palmer too slow? Well,
we don't have anyone else.
He's Parky's guy.
Yeah, we don't have anyone else. That's our style. So
yeah,
until he breaks down and can't play.
Yep. Now they're showing the Stevenage fans in the stand. There's probably going to be a couple of hundred odd fans there by the looks of it. Unless there's more downstairs getting drinks just before the game, which I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Michael
getting very excited.
Michael's question here. Question: should if we had paid the transfer Wrexham tax, would we have won against Birmingham and comfortably the next 2 games? Yeah, look, there's no absolute guarantees of comfort with anything at the moment with the way we play away. Hopefully bringing in the players should make things easier, should make things better. I would hope it makes things comfortable. I would like to be at a stage where the weaker teams are generally quite comfortable, that we're just taking them out without worry.
Yep.
In the most part, you can always have a match here and there, but for the most part, we really should be at that stage.
Yeah.
But we're not. And no, I don't think it would have guaranteed anything against Birmingham. That match yesterday, the last match, was very interesting because there were chances. They didn't get many shots on target, obviously, in the end of it. but they did have a couple of chances to score otherwise.
Paddy, we're 2 minutes away. I think Josh is good to go.
Okay.
Guys, don't forget, like and subscribe. Jump on over. Josh is about to go live with the watch along. Have a great game. Get to extra time after the game. Get in to watch Paddy talk about our amazing victory. Everybody, up the town. Have a great night. We will see you all after the show.
Okay, boys, out of here.